The long anticipated video so many of you have been asking for. I monetized my channel on March 13th, 2023, and on April 21st of 2023, I posted this video, which since has accumulated over 500,000 views. In that video, I talk about how much YouTube paid me for my first 30 days as a YouTube partner, and since then, a lot has changed. Honestly, thanks to that video. My channel has grown from 1,000 to 14,000 subscribers, which is absolutely wild. My revenue has been consistently increasing, more on that later, and I've had the opportunity to really meet and connect both in person and virtually with so many incredible people. I really feel as though I'm starting to find my voice here on YouTube, and I just want to give a big thank you to everyone who has been with me at any point along this journey. So welcome, hi and hello, hi if you're new here, hi if you're not. My name's Danielle and I am a talking head here on the internet. Just like I discussed in that original video, I really just wanted to make this video not so much as a means of bragging about how much money I've made, and not as a means of hacking the algorithm, even though I know generally speaking these videos tend to perform quite well. But mostly my intention with this video and videos like this is to genuinely share my experience as a content creator. For the record, this is not and never will be a YouTube growth channel, so if that's what you're looking for, I wouldn't actually recommend that you subscribe to my channel because I make these videos so few and far between. I really just want to make this video because I feel like as someone who is a content creator, there is such a lack of transparency in this space as a whole. And when I first got monetized on YouTube specifically, I literally thought I would make like $5 in my first month, which thankfully, again, if you watched this video, you know that that's not the case, but I genuinely just had no idea. And so again, as someone who creates content for a living, whether it's here, it's over on TikTok, it's on Instagram, I genuinely just believe the principle that how much money I have in my bank account doesn't impact how much money is in yours, other than the fact that there is value in understanding what creators are making and how much they're charging and that sort of thing. And that's kind of really why I wanted to make this video. And I mean, not so much with YouTube AdSense because we don't really have control over that, but in the creator economy as a whole, it's conversations like these that are really going to help us each to be able to make sure that we're getting paid our value in the creator economy. And so all that to say, I'm making this video to hopefully pull back the curtain on what being a part of the YouTube Partner Program has looked like for me. This is not to say that if you also get monetized that you're going to have the same amount of revenue as me, because there's so many different factors that go into how much you get paid, which I could make a separate video on that if you're interested. But I really just think it's important to at least have these conversations so you have a general idea of what someone is making on YouTube. For the record, I know many other creators who have larger subscriber counts than I do that get paid less than I do, and I know multiple creators with smaller followings than me that make more money than I do. So again, there's so many factors that play into this. I just want to give you a transparent view of my experience. So today, let's talk about the cash money. Now, there's going to be a lot of data packed into the next few sections of this video. So if that's not really your thing, you can feel free to use the timestamps below to skip ahead as needed. I'm going to be breaking down my income on YouTube from March until now, month by month. I'll show you which days I got paid the most, which days I got paid the least, as well as, of course, I will share my overall grand total for that 6-month period. And I will also share a few lessons that I've learned as a creator who has been growing here on YouTube. Again, timestamps are listed down below, so feel free to skip ahead to the interesting parts and refrain from the urge to leave comments that say,
"She spent 17 minutes making a video where she told us she made $150.
Okay. If you enjoyed this content, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave your thoughts in the comments down below, and let's go ahead and jump into month number 1. So again, as I initially mentioned, I was invited to join the YouTube Partner Program back in March of this year, and I believe I was invited on a Saturday. And then I submitted my application, and by the Monday I had been approved. That's a big question I get because a lot of the times YouTube will tell you it takes up to 30 days to process your application. And again, for me, it took about 48 hours. So on my first day, which was March 13th, I made $1.29, which was actually so exciting for me. Now I'm going to be showing throughout this video how much content I posted each month because I think that really helps to provide a little bit of context in terms of like how much money I'm making, and how much time I'm actually putting into producing content. And I won't be really addressing YouTube Shorts at all throughout this video. The general rule of thumb is that I basically post one YouTube short every single day of the year. And to do that, I primarily use existing TikTok and Instagram content, which I cover in this video right here if you're interested in learning about how to utilize YouTube Shorts to grow your channel here on YouTube. Now, if we look at the content, you can see here that in the month of March, I posted 13 long form videos and I went live 7 times. My channel received about 10,500 video views, and on YouTube Shorts, I received about 25,400 views. And so for the entire month of March, you can see on the graph here, I made $87.80. My highest paying day was March 23rd at $19.02, with my lowest paying day again being March 13th at $1.29. So in this breakdown here on the screen, you can see where that money is coming from, whether it's paid ads, super chats, YouTube Premium, etc. You can pause the screen here if you're interested in reading that. Now, I explained this in the original video, but basically with YouTube, there is a 3-week delay between the end of the month and when you actually get paid. So the month of March ended on March 31st, but I wouldn't actually see that money in my bank account until around the 21st of April. Now, further to this, on YouTube specifically, if your income for the month doesn't pass $100, you actually don't get paid out at all. It just kind of rolls over into the next month. So my very first paycheck actually didn't come till May, which was a combination of my income from March and my income from April. So let's go ahead and take a look at April. Again, for context, in the month of April, I posted 12 long form videos and did 13 live streams, which in retrospect, I must have blacked out of my memory because I literally don't remember going live like every other day in April. You'll see that in April, my channel received about 10,400 videos on my long form content and just over 20,000 views on my YouTube Shorts. So overall, the views for the entire month were similar, but keep in mind that in the month of April, I got paid from April 1st to April 30th, whereas in March, I was only monetized part of the month, so I only got paid from March 13th to March 31st. So that being said, you'll see on the graph here, in the month of April, I saw a grand total of $194.93, with April 13th being my highest paying day at $22.40, and my lowest paying day actually being just 2 days later on April 15th at $1.10. And so I think this is actually a really good representation of not just how your income can fluctuate month to month, but even day to day. And again, if we look at the complete breakdown for the month, it looks like this, and you can pause to read this again if you're interested. Honestly, at this point, end of April, I was feeling super excited, super motivated. My revenue had more than doubled from March, and sure, $200 might not seem like a lot of money, but to me, this was a big deal. This was proof of concept. Again, if you watch that original video, you might remember the story of me wanting to be a YouTuber basically from the infancy of YouTube around 2005, 2006. And so the fact that at this point in time, I was able to make like any amount of money from YouTube, I was over the moon. Even to this day, I am incredibly so excited and so grateful for each of you that support me and support my content, because really I couldn't do it without you. All that to say though, at this point, the end of April, I had absolutely no idea what was about to come. So let's get into May. So when I started the month of May, I had 1,650 subscribers. On average, I would say my subscriber count was growing at about a rate of around 5%. I know this because I track my subscriber count meticulously in my spreadsheet that I mentioned in this video right here. So keep in mind, I had posted that how much money I made in YouTube in my first 30 days on April 21st. And by the beginning of May, it was basically just performing on par with my other videos. It probably had like a few hundred views. But what you'll see here in the graph that I'll pop up on the screen is the growth of my channel views from the month of May. And right around mid-month, so May 17th to be exact, things really started to take off, and it was really mostly attributed to that video. So over the month of May, I stayed pretty consistent. I posted 11 videos and did a total of 9 live streams. However, I ended up receiving 170,000 views on my long form content. And then with my YouTube Shorts, I was pretty close to 40,000 views, which was pretty good. And obviously this is a very drastic increase from how many views I was getting on my long form form videos back in April or March, which again was around like 10,000. And so if we take a look at my revenue for the month of May, it basically mirrors what was happening with my view count. So for the entire month of May, as you'll see in the graph, I made $1,145.98. And again, you can see that after May 17th, which is when that video started to take off, was where my revenue really started to pick up as well. So my lowest paying day in the month of May was May 7th at $1.18. And my highest paying day was about 2 weeks later on May 22nd at $111.96 in one day. So just between those two numbers, the $1 and the $100, there's a 100 times difference between my lowest paying day and my highest paying day. And to think about that is just so wild to me. Not to mention my highest paying day of the month of May was like 70% of my revenue for my first 30 days here on YouTube. So again, if you want to look at this, this is the breakdown, which you can pause to read, but basically you can see that the majority of my revenue in May came from AdSense and YouTube Premium. And so I really think that May was sort of the catalyst into me being able to continue to grow my channel here on YouTube. So if we take a look at the month of June, I started the month with 5,819 subs, which was a 250% increase from what I started with in May. Again, so wild to me. And it seems I really started to slow down production of my videos at this point. In the month of June, I only posted 7 long form videos and I did 5 live streams. However, my views for the month were way up overall. And on my long form content, I received 209,000 views. And then my views on YouTube Shorts were 157,000 because I had a YouTube short that I posted on June 6th that went somewhat viral and got over 100,000 views and generated a total of $14 in revenue. You know, honestly, a lot of people complain about how little YouTube Shorts pay in terms of ad spend, which yes, they do pay significantly less per 1,000 views than long form content, but I think it's really important to consider the fact that short form content is literally a minute or less, and people can consume so many more short form videos in the same amount of time that they would watch like one long form video. And I know for me, the amount of effort that I put into my YouTube Shorts content is minimal compared to my actual long form channel content. So yeah, I don't really care. It's nice when a YouTube short video performs well, but to be honest, I don't really rely on the revenue that I'm making on YouTube Shorts specifically. And that's kind of why I'm not really addressing YouTube Shorts throughout this video. Personally, I mostly use YouTube Shorts as a way of extending my growth, extending my reach, and then engaging my existing followers in content that I've been posting. If you have something that differs from this though, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments in terms of how you're utilizing YouTube Shorts for your growth here on YouTube. So as for my overall revenue in June, you can see here that my total for the month was $2,014.77. The bulk of which, as you can tell by the graph here, was generated at the beginning of the month, with my highest paying day being June 6th at $170.93, and my lowest paying day being June 29th, which was $34.06, which I will note is still significantly higher than my lowest paying days of the previous months, March, April, and May, which, to remind you, were around $1. Basically, what I was seeing on the back end, which again, I'll pull up on the screen here, is that from the period of about March 13th to June 30th is a pretty steady rise in what I'll call my baseline. Meaning that even though there are peaks and valleys where I'm making more or less money, the base amount that I'm bottoming out at is significantly higher than that sort of $1 minimum that was happening earlier. And again, this is all money generated per day, which overall I am so grateful for. And again, if you're interested in the percentage breakdown, I'll pop it on the screen here. You're free to pause, but it's fairly similar to other months, with the majority of my income coming from YouTube AdSense. So in the month of July 1st, I started the month with 9,823 subscribers, which was super exciting. And then on July 3rd, I passed that milestone of 10K, but I actually ended up moving in July, so I was posting a lot less content. I actually only posted 5 long form videos that whole month, and I only went live 3 times. And so as a result, my long form video views were way down from the previous month. So you'll see here, I had about 125,000 long form views. And then on on YouTube Shorts, I had about 48,000, which again was down from the previous month, but I had that viral video in June. So not surprisingly, my revenue kind of reflected this, and my total income for July came out to $1,596.08. But I was honestly still so happy with this because, again, if we think of that conversation I was just having about the baseline, my baseline for July, aka the price I was kind of bottoming out at, was still significantly higher than it had been in March, April, or May. Even though I had been creating less content overall, I was still making pretty good money. So my highest paying date was July 8th when I did my 10K live stream. So thank you to everyone who supported me in that video. I'll link it here if you missed it. And in that video, I made the majority of my money through super thanks, donations, memberships, and so on. So thank you to anyone who contributed to that video. I really appreciate it. I made $99.36 that day. And then on my lowest paying day, it was actually one day before that on July 7th. And I made $26.30. So still overall, like I said, I was pretty impressed. I was very grateful. And overall, I think that July was still a pretty successful month considering how busy I had been with moving and not really working as much. Now, the breakdown once again looked pretty similar to other months. However, I will note that my membership revenue actually surpassed my YouTube premium payouts. And again, if you want to, you can pause to read the graph here. But let's go ahead and jump into August. All right, so this is the last month we have to look at. August, again, somewhat a slow month for my content. I only posted 7 long-form videos and I went live 5 times. I started the month with 12,500 subs, which was about a 25% increase from July. So my growth was definitely still happening, but it was much slower than it had been in previous months. But again, I was posting less content. And it had been a few months since that video that really popped off went viral. And so these were all things that I expected to have happen. I think a lot of the times when it comes to virality, people talk about, the excitement of growing really quickly, but they don't really pay attention to the fact that after you go viral, things can drop off pretty quickly. And so that's kind of what I was seeing here. So my long form content in August got about 116,000 views, which again was down slightly from the previous month. And then my YouTube shorts stayed about the same at 48,000 views. Is it ideal to not be consistently growing your viewership on a platform? No. But did I kind of expect this with everything else I had going on in my life at that time? Absolutely. So very similar to July, my overall income for the month of August came out to $1,566.12. And once again, I had my highest paying day on August 25th at $75.80. And on my lowest paying day, I made $30.25. Again, I keep saying this, but this is just so unbelievable to me because again, 3 months previous in March, April, May, I was bottoming out at $1 a day, and now my lowest paying day in August was $30. And so one last time, I will pop up on the screen here the complete breakdown if you are interested in pausing the screen to check that out. Now, let's get into the summary. So over the course of the time period from March until August, I grew my channel from 1,000 subscribers to 14,000. And for that, I want to say thank you because I am still in complete disbelief. In that same time period, my channel accumulated close to 1 million views, which is, I don't even know what to say. And of course, the moment you've all been waiting for. From March 13th, 2023 to the end of August 2023, my grand total of revenue from the YouTube Partner Program was, drop your guesses in the comments below, $6,605.68. I actually can't believe that saying out loud, coming from someone who literally thought I would make $5 in my first month. Like, this is just unbelievable. Remember, I thought YouTube AdSense paid literal pennies. And I mean, I understand that in some niches and in some areas of the world, it does. But I am shaken to my core. What are the Gen Zs saying these days? If you had told me on January 1st of this year that I would have not only over 10,000 subs here on YouTube, but I would also have made close to $7,000, I would have laughed in your face. Nuh-uh. I can't believe it. Honestly, I am so thankful. This has been my dream, and I couldn't have done it without you, which I know is so cliche, but it's so true. Let's go ahead and let's take a look at the breakdown. And this time I'm actually going to talk you through it a little bit. So you'll see here that I had about $5,500 generated through AdSense alone. Then we move on to YouTube Premium, which is people who pay to not have to watch ads. I get a portion from people who subscribe to that watch my videos. Then we have my memberships, which follows quite closely to the YouTube Premium payouts, gifted memberships, super chats, super thanks, super stickers, and at the very bottom, we have AdSense from the YouTube Shorts feed. Not surprisingly, YouTube Shorts is my smallest portion of revenue, which is why I don't really pay mind to putting too much effort into YouTube Shorts or really view it as an income source at all. It's just a way for me to grow my audience and nurture my existing community. Now, if you can't tell, even though I've mentioned it 100 times throughout this video already, I am super excited about my growth here on YouTube so far. And I think it's really cool to see how unexpectedly or how quickly things can kind of just like go off in a different direction. And it's also a really rewarding feeling, I think, to see all of the effort that I've put into building this channel, nurturing a community, etc., really starting to pay off. And so again, I want to say a big thank you to you for watching my content, for liking my content, for sharing and engaging with the things that I have to say here on the internet. Truly, I could not do this without you. And so moving forward into the rest of 2023 and even into 2024, I think my focus is really going to be to consistently continue to show up for you, to create more content, and to really just continue to build the community we have here on YouTube. I want to bring in more consistent live streams, which, by the way, if you missed the memo, I go live every Monday now at 4 p.m. Pacific. So mark your calendars if you want to come snark with me. And I think all that to say, my intention here is really just to focus on building the community here on my channel. Again, as a creator, I am no one if no one watches my videos. So you are the reason that I am here making this video. And so I guess all that to say, if you have ideas for content you want me to make, you can put it in the comments down below. Maybe there are perks you want to see inside the membership. If you're a member, you can put that in the comments below, or any feedback that you have for me and my channel. I would absolutely love to hear it. And I am just so grateful that you are here on this journey with me. Now, as much as this is a commentary channel, I do consider myself to be an educator at heart. And I don't think I could make this video without sharing at least a few lessons that I've learned in my journey of getting monetized, of growing my channel 10x in a few months, and all of the things that have really happened here for me on YouTube since March of this year. And so I just have 3 hopefully quick lessons that I really want to just share with you. First one being, appropriately enough, subscribers don't equal revenue. You see, I think it's a common misconception, especially with new creators, that once you start to reach a certain level of subscribers, that you automatically just start raking in all of this cash. And I would be lying to you if I said that I wasn't super excited that I now have 14,000 subscribers. However, the reality of that situation is a little bit more complex. You see, growing your subscriber count is fantastic, but the unfortunate thing is I think we live in a world now where your legitimacy in terms of like how valid whatever it is you have to say comes from how many followers you have, how many subscribers you have. So like 2 different people could post the exact same video, but if one person had 100 subs and the other person had 100,000, people are going to be more inclined to listen to the person with the larger audience just because there's like this perceived sense of legitimacy that comes with that. And I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with that. I'm just sort of pointing out a trend that I've really started to notice. All that being said, however, having a large subscriber count, especially here on a platform like YouTube, doesn't necessarily equal a large amount of revenue. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this video, and as I've learned anecdotally through comments on my own videos, there are creators with massive followings that are still struggling to consistently monetize here on YouTube. And likewise, there are people that I know with very relatively small subscriber counts that make a consistent income from YouTube. And so here's the deal. Revenue on YouTube comes from a variety of sources. It comes from AdSense, it can come from sponsorships, from merchandise, or even from selling your own products or services. And so subscriber count is really just one piece of that puzzle. What you need to focus on instead is creating an engaged and loyal audience that wants to participate in those streams of revenue. People who actually watch your videos. Maybe they send you a super chat. Maybe they buy your merch. They join your membership, and so on and so on and so on. Those are going to be the things that actually factor into how much money you make. My point here is that instead of obsessing over your subscriber count, focus on nurturing the community you have and focus on continuing to show up, creating the content that you actually enjoy. The real key to success is taking those subscribers and turning them into dedicated fans of you and your mission and the content that you create, because you want people that will support you and support your content beyond just clicking that subscribe button. Lesson number 2, which falls onto the same note as lesson number 1, is that virality is fleeting. Sure, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pretty good feeling when one of your videos starts to take off and it starts to rack up thousands or hundreds of thousands of views. But here's the thing, viral videos are like shooting stars. They shine bright for a moment and then they disappear into the vast darkness that is the YouTube algorithm. While viral content can sure result in a surge in subscribers, as I've already addressed, it doesn't guarantee that those people are going to stick around for the long term or that they're actually going to be interested in your content. I know for me and my channel, this has definitely been the experience that the people who came from my viral video aren't necessarily interested, or at least the majority of them aren't necessarily interested in the actual content that I create. In fact, I've had people go so far as to comment on my regular anti-scam coaching industry debunking videos, which has nothing to do with making money on YouTube, and comment things like, please make another video on how to make money from YouTube now, like make a part 2 or update please, or please make a video about online earnings. Again, this is likely because they subscribed to my channel from that one viral video where I am talking about how much money I made on YouTube, not really knowing that my regularly scheduled content has nothing to do with that. So while I do enjoy making this behind the scenes, pulling back the curtain kind of content, I don't consider it to be my niche, and I don't consider it to be something that I want to do regularly. And so my point here overall, I guess, is that you shouldn't really rely on your videos going viral as a strategy to effectively grow your channel, because in the long term, it really doesn't help your engagement, which is something that I've learned. And instead, I think it's way more valuable to just focus on consistently creating, again, the content that you enjoy, that resonates with a particular audience, and allows those people that enjoy that content to continue to want to come back for more. Okay, lastly, lesson number 3 is a little bit more of a reality check, I guess, and that's this idea that building a YouTube channel, or honestly any kind of platform on social media, is very, very time consuming. I have said this to so many of my friends in real life, but I genuinely don't understand how people who work like regular 9-to-5 jobs successfully grow a YouTube channel. Like if you work a job where you have to be at your job 40 hours a week and you've been able to monetize on YouTube, tell me in the comments how you did that. Like I seriously commend anyone who works full time and also is working to build a YouTube channel, because it takes so much work between editing the videos, creating the thumbnails, figuring out what the title is going to be, writing the description. There's so much behind the scenes stuff that goes on. And I think even beginner creators and people who just view YouTube content, they don't really have a concept of just how much time all of that stuff takes. Like I literally edited a video yesterday and it took me 8 hours, an entire workday, to edit one single video. And so I say this, I guess, as like a word of caution for people who are maybe beginner creators, they're just getting started, to really have that expectation that if you want to succeed on YouTube, it's going to take a lot of consistent time and effort. From planning to scripting to filming to editing, there are countless hours of labor that go into each and every single video. The other thing though that I think is important to talk about is that creating content is really just one piece of the YouTube puzzle. Building an audience and being able to maintain their interest in the long term is like running a marathon that never ends. And I think any of you that have a platform, again, whether it's here on YouTube, it's over on TikTok, it's on Instagram, you probably know this. You need to show up over and over and over again before people really start to care about you and care about what you have to say. Because Quite frankly, no one owes you anything. You know, the number of times I got the comment on that original video saying, I have all my watch time hours, but no one wants to subscribe to my channel. I have to ask, have you given them an incentive? Is there something in it for them to make them want to subscribe to you? How often are you showing up on this platform, providing them content that's either educating them, inspiring them, or entertaining them? Why would someone want to subscribe to your channel versus just watching your video and then going away? And you see, the secret that I think no YouTuber really ever wants to say is that the videos you make here on YouTube are never about you as the creator. It's about what's in it for your audience. Is your content of good quality? Could you improve it? How could you improve it? How can you, as the creator, show up and provide your audience with the best possible viewing experience? And listen, I say this knowing that I still have so much left to learn. But if I can learn how to make each video that I post incrementally better than the last one that I posted, then I've done my job as a creator to continue to try and improve my content. And honestly, I'm happy with that. So all that to say, don't expect overnight success. Instead, embrace the journey, be prepared to put in literal hours of free labor, focus on refining your content, engage with your community, and listen to your audience. Once again, thank you so much for being here on my content creator journey. I'm happy to answer any questions you have, so just let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful. Subscribe if you're interested in anti-scam commentary. Take care, comb your hair, and I will leave you with this video right here next. Goodbye.